Greetings everyone and welcome to another Baldur's Gate draft, a best of 3 draft with a pretty weak rare. This is, well, there are some of those creature types that make equipping this thing cheaper, but it's still not really a very good card because it doesn't even give any kind of an evasive ability or a stat boost, so it's just not very limited playable, whereas Viconia is one of the better cards in the entire set. It is, I think, the easy first pick here. It's just miles ahead any other card in this pack. If this was some bad uncommon, I think I would take the Priest of Ancient Lore, but it's just so far in terms of power level that it's Viconia has good stats, easy casting cost, mana cost, and then obviously the abilities are quite nice here. I can maybe show you. You can pause the video if you want to read the different specialized versions, but basically you can get an extra card out of the ability, and these abilities it gives is also quite relevant. Alright, so I took a mono-black card. I can take probably not the Storm King's Thunder. It's a bit, it's not a limited playable card, but it's a mythic rare, and I'm going to fill the set, and I need to, to make it easier, I should pick as many mythic rares in drafts as possible, but I'm not going to pick that one because there's a pretty good card. Oh, there's also the Hippogriff, because I do like the cradle quite a bit, and yes, it's another blue card, but if I start with Viconia, I have no problem going to blue-black, but there's also a Blessed Hippogriff, which is really good, so I might just take that. Okay, I will take the Hippogriff. It is a really good card, so let's see if blue... Nope, no blue, but black and white is open. Well, at least there's a Lulu, so I'm now very happy I took the Hippogriff, because this is a really good uncommon flyer that gives you next non-flyer flying as well, and then you can specialize this maybe. And well, it's just a very decent card, which I'm gonna pick here. It's out of these white cards, it's the best one, and it is also the best card in the pack. Band Together is fine, Valor Singer is fine, but Lulu is the best card. Let's continue with that. And then Scouting Hawk, I'm just not going to play it anymore. I think I had it in one draft. I'm not sure if that was one of the recorded drafts, but it's just so awkward to play this on turn 4. The earliest you can play this is when you are on the draw and it's your turn 4 and the opponent didn't miss their, land drop number 4. And then on turn 4 you can only play this thing, and then you have maybe one other untapped land, and then you can play 1 mana card, but it's a 1/1 flyer. It's not good card. I'm not going to take that. I don't see a lot of black, so I might have to abandon the Viconia. I'm just not sure if I'm supposed to take like the Rabble Rouser, Arcane Archery, or maybe just the Walrus. I actually like the Walrus quite a bit. I take the Walrus now. The Scry 2 is surprisingly, relevant thing. Well, I don't know if it's surprisingly, but it is definitely a very valuable ETB effect. So I'm happy to play this in basically all but the most aggressive decks, which may not be interested in a 3 mana 2/2. Alright, so now it seems like already is open. There's also Soldiers of the Fortune here. I think I would prefer it over these Beetles or whatever the red cards there are. I'll take the Soldiers of Fortune. It's fine. It's not amazing, but it's totally fine. Alright, here. Yeah, there is a Cobalt Warcaller, but I do like the additional value the gates bring to your deck. So I'm going to take the gate here. I think it's a rather easy pick because I'm going to most likely be white. I don't know about my second color yet. Now there is a Hobgoblin Captain. There's also these are one of the better or two of the better green commons. But based on what I have here, I might be more interested in an aggressive archetype here. I think I'll take the Hobgoblin Captain mostly because it's a totally reasonable 2-drop, and it has been quite open. It might not be open in pack 2, but in pack 3 it might be, and then I'm happy to have this aggressive 2-drop. And then I can take, well, this is a weak pack. The Reckless Barbarian is a 2-drop, but it's a really weak one. Basically 2 mana 2/2. You don't really want to sacrifice your creatures to add temporary mana. The provocation mostly good in black and red. It's gonna be a sideboard card here anyway. I'll take the maneuver. I could see sideboarding it in. And here the rapier versus the squadron. I think because I have the walrus here, the squadron is the first squadron here is okay. The rapier is good. Well, not good, but it's playable in this kind of decks if I'm going to end up in red-white. But it's also something I don't really need to have. Okay, so out of these options, I will take a red or white card here. I don't think I want to play multiple squadrons. They are, after all, 6 drops. And I do like the You're Ambushed on the Road quite a bit, in fact. More than the rapier. Both are kind of 1-mana tricks. Yeah, I like this. And here, the only uncolored card is the Officer. There are 2 black cards, but... And yes, I do have the Viconia, and I have only 1 Hobgoblin Captain, but I don't like these too much, so I'll take the white card and then see with what my second color will be. I think here I take the Arcane Archery. There's a good chance I can also be green-white, and this is definitely the best card out of those. I can even put it there. Okay, Sellsword, or I think I'll take another Arcane Archery because I have only 1 red card. I don't need to force red in any way. And now I get the Mephit's Enthusiasm. Now there is also a Lulu number 2 here, which is pretty sweet. I wouldn't take the green cards over Lulu if I was going to be green-white. So the decision is between the Enthusiasm, which is a really valuable removal spell, or another Lulu. I think this is just too good to pass up, so I'm gonna take it. 2 mana to deal 4 creature is really nice, and then I get an Ambergris. Yeah, I will be red-white most likely here. This is the best card in the pack, I think, so let's take it. And I can cut now the Viconia and the Archeries. It's also possible this deck it might not want to play the Walrus, but let's see how the curve looks like. It's gonna be one of the cards I can cut, even though I do have the 6-drop, but I mean I can have a 6-drop even without the Walrus. Okay, you are confronted by Robbers and Priest of Ancient Lore. It's gonna be one of those. Both are really good, but I think in this kind of deck, maybe this tapper that can always be... I mean, this is more often going to be 3 tokens, but sometimes the tap up to 3 creatures just wins a game. So, as much as I like this card, I think this uncommon is slightly better. And here I can take a Steadfast Unicorn over the Soldiers of the Watch. I didn't pass a lot of black. Of course, I would have picked a lot of black card because I had the Viconia, so it's no surprise that the 2 best black commons are here. In my opinion, at least, those are the 2 best. I do like the Grim Bounty more than Super Plague. Alright, so Steadfast Unicorn over the Soldiers of Watch. Yeah, that's easy pick there. And here another Hippogriff. Well, I take it because it's the best card there for me. And then we got the Valor Singer versus Kobold Warcaller. Now this is the kind of card that, makes, for example, the Soldiers of Watch a little bit better, because sometimes the 2 power is just not enough to push through a good attack. So even though the Warcaller is nice, I think I want to have the Valor Singer instead. And then I get a pretty nice gift in Liara. So very good 2-drop in red-white. Well, because you can just enable the double team activation once, and then you get an extra card, and it's already gonna be a 2-mana 2/2, and the pump ability can also do something even without using the ability first. Alright, that's an easy pick, of course. And here it's gonna be a sideboard card. I won't be deviating from my colors anymore. It's gonna be a red-white deck, so the Pit Trap or the Cloak of the Bat. I think out of these 2 options, I do like the flying thing a little bit more, but it's most likely going to be a sideboard card. Here, the Farewell would be nice, but the Rabble Rouser is also a really good 2-drop, so let's take that, and then I can take the only red card. Who knows, maybe I can sideboard it in. And here, easily the Valiant Farewell over the Maze of Disruption. This is also another card that can make the attacks with this not embarrassing, so decent to have some helpers in that regard. Okay, I'll take this for the sideboard just in case I want to use it. And whatever. And I got even one of these rapiers. I will put it to the main deck for now. Not sure if I'm gonna actually start with that card in the main deck. Alright, this pack has... it has like... I would be happy to have one another Rabble Rouser, but it has Dragon's Fire, Rassad, and also the Ascent from Avernus, because if you get to cast this for x equals 3, usually the game has progressed long enough, and in this kind of deck, I mean, where I have a lot of 2 and 3 drops, you get a bunch of creatures back from your graveyard. So I'm really deciding between. I think the Dragon's Fire is a better pick than the Rassad. This is the specialized cost is quite a lot. The red version does, this kind of stuff. So it's tough. I take the cheap card now, but the Ascent from the Avernus it's really good. I mean, you could have taken that, and it's most likely not wrong to pick that one. Alright, so Pilgrim's Eye, I already have a Bronze Walrus. How many specialized cards I have? I have 2 cards that can specialize. The Pilgrim's Eye is slightly valuable in that it can also get you a land that you can discard for a specialized creature. I could take another one of those Unexpected Allies. I don't think this pack is that amazing. I mean, I have one of these. I'm unlikely to play more than one, at least in the main deck. So I will take the Pilgrim's Eye. Gives me at least options in deck building. And here it's gonna have to be a Craving of Yinaho. This is a really good card. So I wouldn't mind having an improvised weaponry. And I think I would take the Devoted Paladin over the Warriors of Tiamat and the Kobold Warcaller. But now it's easy Craving here. How many creatures? I have 14. That's enough. I mean, there's still a bunch of picks left. And I also have this non-creature thing that does actually create creatures. Right, so here I don't like the Maze of Disruption much at all. It's not the... I mean, I guess you could play it if you have a lot of double team cards, but still. I'll take the Sellsword. Maybe if it comes back I can, pick it for my sideboard or something like that. Here I won't be playing any of this stuff. I'm not going to play 2 Dueling Rapiers. Lantern, no thanks. Not gonna splash any of these even after sideboard, so I just take the uncolored uncommon here. Trap Finder, Unexpected Allies. Am I going to play this card? When it dies, seek a creature card. Blah blah blah. Alright, so it's not amazing, but it's not the worst. It's not the worst, I guess. It's still a 1/1 1/1. I don't think I can find room for that thing in my deck, but I don't think I like the unexpected allies either, so I'll take it there for now. And I like one of these fireballs. I don't think I have even that heavy mana curve now, because I have 1 6-drop and then only a few 4-drops there. Yeah, I'll take the fireball over another Flaming Fist Officer, which is not even that amazing of a card. Alright, so now I'll check my mana curve quickly here. Don't think I want to have multiple Valiant Farewells, but this is not so good. I don't think I want to play 2 Ranger Squadrons, unless I want to sideboard it in. It's a possibility. I honestly think that Valiant Farewell is still the most interesting card out of these. I think I'll pick it, but I mean, I can easily not play in the main deck. I have already a bunch of cuts to make, so I'm not sure how the main deck will end up looking. Do I want to have the 4/3? It's not really that good, but I don't need a 3rd one of these. Let's take this now. Fine. And let's take the uncommon. And then I still have a Warcaller versus Warriors of Tiamat. Alright, so how does it go then? I mean, I could play one of Tiamat here, actually. Well, let's not play 1/1 here. I guess I'm not that aggressive. Okay, I got one of these mazes after all. Fine. And fine. Okay, so white wasn't that open in pack 3, but I currently have 13 white and 15 red cards and some number of cuts to make. So what are the cuts in this deck? I have 18 creatures. I can cut a few of them. I think I will cut the Trap Finder. Although I think I will start with the Dueling Rapiers. I will cut both of them actually. And then Maze of Disruption. So I have how many cards with double team? Because I don't have a lot of duplicates in the deck. So this can give someone a double team. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a duplicate, this is a duplicate. Yeah, there's not a lot of those. So that means I probably won't be playing the maze. Yeah, it's just not worth it, just because of the protection or for the +0/+2. So it's gonna go away, and then do I play all of my 3-drops? Guess I could play the Pilgrim's Eye, but maybe not the Walrus, because some extra mana can be okay, because I do have these 5 and 6 mana cards. I also have a couple of specialist cards, so the extra land in hand is a little bit better than, you know, the Walrus also gives you extra mana, but it doesn't give you an extra card in your hand. So I will cut the Walrus from this deck after all. This is maybe the only kind of deck where I don't care about playing this, but any kind of a more mid-range deck, I think is, unless you have better 3-drops, a lot of those are, then maybe you can cut, but usually you don't cut this card from such decks. Alright, so I will play all the high end in here. Do I want to play 2 of these things? These are also 1 mana cards, so these kind of have function earlier in the game too. It's not like my 4-drop slot is too crowded. Yeah, they are 5 4-mana cards, but because these can also do something earlier for 1 mana, I can consider that my 4-drop slot isn't like too stuffed. So let's just cut some cheap things. I will take the Trap Finder now finally away. That's 16 creatures, plus of course the Confronted by Robbers thing, so that's basically 17 cards that still can give me creatures. I will cut 1 card. I will play 17 lands in this deck. It could be 1 Valiant Farewell. I like the 1 mana trick enough that I would rather play 1 Valiant Farewell and 1 You Are Ambushed on the Road than 2 Valiant Farewells. I don't actually have a lot of 2 mana creatures here. I do have a 2 removal at 2 mana, so that's at least something. But of course these require creatures before I can use it. Well, I guess I could have a turn 1 Unicorn and then have the Farewell to target, but yeah, I'm really thinking if I actually don't need... Well, maybe the Flaming Fist Officer is... I mean, once it gets 1 counter, it's like fine, and then it can be annoying for the opponent to do it. It's mostly bad if you like miss your 2-drop and then this is your first, you know, non-land card on the battlefield during a game. If you have to play this on turn 3 so that you don't have any other permanents, then it's really awkward. 3 mana 2/2 basically. So it's not great, especially now that I realize that I have quite a few only of these 2 mana creatures here. So I think my cut will be the Flaming Fist Officer, and I will play the other 3-drops here, including the Pilgrim's Eye. And this will be the deck. And how about the mana distribution? It will be 9-8, but 12 red, 11 white. I need both of them early in the game. Double casters only on 5 and 6 drops. These things are, you know, the adventure part is 1 mana, 1 white mana, and these things are 1 white mana. So I could see maybe needing double white a little bit more. Then again, I have only 1 rabble rouser. This one's of course more red sources, so that, for example, if you have 6 lands, you would hate to have 2 mountains and 4 web plains, because then you kind of waste some activations. But it's only 1 card. I think it's more likely that I want to play something like a, let's say, Lulu, and at 4 lands I want to play Lulu and then something like a Blessed Hippogriff, for instance. So I mean the adventure part. So I will play more white than red in this deck, even though I have actually 1 more red card. So that is the deck. Alright, so it's time to see if my good streak of drafts can continue. And this is a hand that can at least give me a good chance to succeed in this game. So I'm going to play the Rabble Rouser first, I think. Yeah, next turn I can still play this, and with the double white I can play this as well, so let's... Yeah, this alone isn't so amazing, it's better when you have already other creatures. So let's try to trigger this double team before the opponent puts a too nasty blocker on front of it. That's not enough to... I mean, I could kill this, but you don't actually... No, you get to draw this card always from here. You don't get to get the perpetual pump effect if the creature doesn't die, but it might be worth anyway this turn to get rid of the 2-3. It's actually quite good blocker in here, because I can't imagine them not blocking in here. So let's just... oh, they actually... well, that's fine to me too. I assumed they would be blocking there, but whatever. The Flaming Fist isn't that great against the Vampire Spawn. I'd rather have this Rabble Rouser here. Yes, and then the Unicorn. No need to save mana for this thing here. So, are they mono black or missing a color? Okay, they have at least decent black cards. Are they gonna go for a double block of some kind? I mean, this actually works at the beginning of each combat. Each creature you control gets +1/+1 if it has the same. Yeah, so this would actually get pumps. They would be 2 force. Sadly, it's not enough to... But I think I still do it. I'm gonna play... another way to do things is to you know, just play the 4-3, but it's not really good against those two. Yeah, so let's do this. This is fine. And now I can attack with these guys, and then... well, let's see how they block. I mean, they would have to double block one of those guys. I can also save a Rabble Rouser. Oh, they really don't care about blocking at all. So, am I gonna leave mana up for this thing? Or I'm gonna deal 2 additional damage here, because I could pump these guys. They might be trying to kill this thing. Okay, I'm gonna leave mana up just in case. I have also the Valiant Farewell here, so the 2 additional damage doesn't seem too relevant right now when they are at 19. If they had a lower life total, then it would have been maybe a different story in that case. But I actually don't want this Liara to die, because it is quite relevant. It also works on their turn. So they have played a couple of those spawns, but they have not they haven't been interested in blocking things. But maybe they have now something they can finally use there. So, well, I'm not going to give anyone a double team right now. I will just choose the attackers and see what's gonna happen. I have a bunch of things I can do. I mean, it would be funny if they again take here just the damage. Finally they choose to. They have to double block one of those. Oh, they don't want to risk it. Well, I mean, fine by me. I can pump them in even twice, but I think it's time to play the Cell Sword here. I could have dealt 4 additional damage and still leave the ambush on the road up, but I will. Maybe I can double team this guy. Is it worth it? It costs 3 mana. Against First Strike and double team. They can't even do anything with Vicania because no, there's nothing in the graveyard. Alright, so Enthusiasm. Am I supposed to use it pre-combat? Now if I use this 3 mana action, then I don't have mana up for the Unicorn activation, which is also a thing. Might be a reason they haven't been blocking actually. I didn't even take that into account. Alright, so... I don't really feel like using this ability. I don't feel like using the Mephit's Enthusiasm either, so let's just do this. It seems like the opponent doesn't have anything. They are just missing a color, I think. Because now if they double block the Cell Sword, I can use the Farewell. Hope they don't have a response to that. But they have to start blocking now. Yeah, so let's try to make this into a 6-3, it will kill both of those. It works, yep. And then I can just... I will use them... Enthusiasm... Guess I could use this, or I can leave mana up for the I will leave one up for this thing. It seems like it's the better idea now. They can use the Wiconia, but I will kill the Wiconia. At least try to do it. My next creature will get +2/+0, hope it's a flyer, and here I will burn this thing. Yeah, it seems like they are missing a second color and they have uncastables in the hand only. Yep, they can exile all stuff from my graveyard, and it's not relevant to me. It would be relevant for this thing, because this also cares about things in on the battlefield or graveyard. But since, yeah, well, actually it is somewhat relevant, because I do have another Cell Sword in the deck, so if I would have drawn it, Liara would have been able to boost it. Okay, they are white and black, so they got it Paladin, but I have a pretty... I mean, they have to make some blocks, don't they? Okay, and this is gonna be a 3/1 flyer thanks to this. Oh, it's actually going to be, because this dealt also an extra damage, it's gonna be a 4/1 flyer. That's sweet. So how do I do this? How do I do this? Just play the lands, makes the math easier. Alright, so if I attack with everything, because these threaten, of course I want to play the land because it was a mountain, so these threaten to actually deal 4 each. Actually, it's... oh, they have to block... oh, because this will be 2/4s, and then I can threaten to make them both into 5 power creatures, and then if they block anything else, they will take 11 damage. So I'm just going to attack with everything. Am I supposed to use this right away? I guess I am. Get the vigilance. Oh, that was a mistake. That was the one thing I wasn't supposed to do. Well, it's still going to be... because of the Your Ambush on the road, I still attack with everything, but I actually wasn't supposed to waste 4 mana on this. I could have used this activation twice. Well, whatever. I mean, this is gonna be probably a victory anyway. So I'm gonna do this, and this is now 10, and I can use this. I could use it on this Liara, but I can just win the game like this, so... but I could have done it a little bit differently. Alright, they are black and white with Wiconia, but I have a couple of removal spells that work on Wiconia. In fact, 3 Fireball here, Enthusiasm, and the Dragon's Fire. How many dragons I have? Actually, I do have, 3 dragons, and all of them have 4 power. A couple of the Cell Swords and the Warriors of Tiamat, so this has a chance to deal more than 3 damage with this deck. Now, I didn't see the white cards, other than the Paladin. I didn't see, even though they had all the swamps, they didn't play any black removal spells. If they had a lot of those, well, I guess there's no... I didn't pick another Your Ambush on the road, so that's that. Cloak of the Bat doesn't seem too relevant. The Rapier... I like the other stuff. I have more. I think there's nothing much. So this says protection from demons and devils. Well, this is a vampire elf cleric. The protection doesn't seem to do much. So I'm gonna use the same deck for now. Let's maybe learn a little bit more about the deck in this game. And like I always say, if it goes to game 3, I can sideboard again if I feel something needs to change in my deck. Alright, so I would like this hand a lot more if I had a plains here and a mountain instead of 2 mountains, because now I not only need to draw a 3rd land, it has to be white producing land. But it's really tempting because I do have the Hobgoblin Captain and the Enthusiasm as playable stuff in here. I have also more red spells in the deck, which I can draw. But I have this Ranger Squadron and the Fireball, which might be very uncastable for a long time, so it's really tough. But I think because of these two playable cards, I will take the risk, and I hope I will find a white source at some point, or at least, you know, red cards and mountains if nothing else. But this could be game lost. So Baldur gold. Okay, that is a fantastic draw there. Let's do this. I'm willing to just trade these guys. If they attack, I will definitely block. Well, depending on what they... I mean, they can make this into a 4-4 if they play a creature of some kind. So let's first see if they have a creature of some kind. But next turn I can play the Lulu, and if I draw a land in 2 draw steps, this will be a flying 4-3. That's very nice. That's nice. A 3-drop. A very good one. Well, I'm happy I traded it because it would be even more awkward trading with this priest. Actually, they should have done this pre-combat, and then they could sack this to make this into a 4-4. They would rather have, you know, that this 2-2 that with the sack ability than the vanilla. 2-1 now. Alright, so I did draw the land. So now I can actually curve out nicely, and it seems I will be able to play even my 5 and 6 mana cards, you know, early enough even. That's gonna die. It's fine, the boon is still here. Might as well prevent 2 damage here. Because it's gonna die on my turn anyway. This will fly, and then I have... I guess I do need another white source for the Ranger Squadron, but this doesn't seem bad at all. Unless they now draw all their removal. I didn't see any removal from them in the previous game, so let's see if they just didn't draw any. Because of course I don't have any creature play for next turn, and I'm not gonna remove this, so if they use their turn to remove the sellsword and I don't draw a creature, well, I suppose this is an instant, so I can still, you know, burn something on that. Okay, well, that is... Okay, well, as a mountain would have been an awkward draw, but the plains is totally fine because now I have the Ranger Squadron up. So what I'm doing here now, I could leave mana up for the fireball, or I can just get rid of the Lulu right away. I will get rid of this anyway at some point. It will specialize into a 2-4 with some kind of an ability. Well, let's first see if they can block. It would be tempting to use the 5 mana card now that I have the 5 mana available, but this fun additional point of damage, it could be relevant. I get one, you know, the perpetual effect here too. Fine, I will do this. I will do this, and next turn I most likely play a 4-4 Ranger Squadron. And then Vampire Spawn gets flying, but it's actually not big enough to block my flyers. They can erase me a bit now. I could make that into a 2-1 flyer, but that's really useless against the Vampire Spawn there. They might have some kind of a white trick here, and I can punish them with the fireball. Let's say they might have the 1 mana card I used to deal the remaining 1 point in the previous game. They might have that, and then I could respond with the fireball here. Now let's hope they don't have removal on the squadron. I have 8 power of flyers now. Well, they do have some kind of a white 1 mana instant speed card. It could also be the thing that makes a creature indestructible, the Griffin thing. Is it a Griffin? Well, the thing, I have 2 of those in my deck. That's the other 1 mana white trick in the format. Okay, don't look at the graveyard, that might mean they have a Viconia there. But I can kill the Viconia with the fireball if it becomes a problem. They could, if they have a Viconia, they have the mana to play it, exile 1 creature, and then right away specialize it to get the creature in their hand. And then the Viconia is only a 3-4 at that point, but they already got the value. They would have to discard a card, but they might have an extra land in their hand. But let's now see. They might have some other reason to check graveyards too. I'm just hoping they don't... Okay, they had sort of removal on the squadron. It doesn't have double team or flying anymore, but it will be a 4-4 still, so it's, you know, quite fine in fact that they used such a nice card on this thing, which will remain a 4-4. I don't know why the perpetual pump is still there, so it was given perpetual +1/+0 with this. When you cast your next creature play, it perpetually gets +X+. I guess this is somehow, I mean, either it's a bug, or somehow the humiliation doesn't remove this effect. I would have imagined it, the perpetual +1/+0 is already also gone, but it's not. Not much I can do about it. Alright, so bunch of things to think here. I could even play the Steadfast Unicorn pre-combat to threaten the activation, but I actually do want them to double block, do I? I mean, if they block with the Priest of Ancient Lord and the 2/3, I get to kill them both. I don't need my Fireball for that. If they use the Wiconia for in a double block, yeah, I will not let them know that I have a Steadfast Unicorn coming up. Yeah, it's a good trade for me. That's 4 toughness total. I don't know if it's a bug or maybe this perpetual boon, or that they're gonna jump here. That's fine. Maybe the boon isn't supposed to go away when it's, you know, granted by this enthusiasm. Get the exile. Now there's an interesting decision. Am I going to use the Fireball now that they are tapped out? Because I don't want them to get these Lulus. I'm gonna play this anyway. I can't play both all these 3 cards. I can play only 2 of these. And I can't play the Pilgrim's Eye and the Fireball. So let's play the Unicorn. And White can... They might have the thing in their hand that makes this indestructible in response. So let's just use this. It's the safest way to do. They take extra 2. I guess from the Fireball they always take extra 2. The question is, do I take 2 as well? So they still need to deal with this 4/3 flyer, and then of course the Red Squadron is also quite annoying. And then my Steadfast Unicorn is close to double activations because Pilgrim's Eye is going to get me the 8th land, and this is my 7th one. So this is going to be a pretty nice thing here. So this would be a 5/5. They can throw all of them in its way. I don't think that makes sense. I will attack for 5 in the air though. So I guess I don't want to show them that I have an actual 8 land in my hand. So I'll just play this first and then drop the land I fetch. Guess it's gonna be a mountain because I think I still have the double team pumper, and then activate it like this, and then do this, and next turn I can make the Ranger Squadron into a 6/6. They're gonna go for jumps. And they don't have the indestructible thing because they would have used this just to save the blocker for another block. So that's it can, you know, trade with the squadron, but I actually have here 8 points in the air, so that's pretty sweet. So am I going to even attack with the squadron now? They don't get a card from this thing when it blocks and dies. Yeah, then I can next turn attack. I can still draw removal for it, can I? I have 1 removal spell left in the deck. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, I have a lethally there next turn regardless. I mean, they have to kill both the Unicorn and the Sellsword, because if they only kill the Sellsword, I still have, you know, this Pilgrim's Eye that will become a 2/2. So, okay, they might have a Rat effect in there. How do I do this now? I don't want to take all this damage for now. I mean, if they... Oh, sorry, I have a warrior, so... Okay, so actually the Rat effect doesn't work here, because my warrior will survive. There's the Rat effect that, you know, makes a party survive, and a warrior is a party creature type. So I'm not going to block with the 4/3 at least. Maybe I'll just block here. Maybe they want me to block this Zone Prowler and for them to draw a card. Let's see. Okay, that's that would have, if I didn't take the block there, would I have died to this ability? I don't think I would have died. Anyway, just finish the game now. So let's see, I blocked a 2 power creature. I would have gone to 6 and then take additional 2 from this. Yeah, I would have still been at 4. Alright, well that was it. Fifth Element, that's a great movie. Okay, again, well this is a much worse mountain hand. I don't have 2 playable red spells here. Okay, I'm gonna mulligan. Opponent also mulliganed. I'm on the draw. Let's do the mulligan here. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, not amazing. Of course, I would want to have something, you know, big, more impactful here, but at least I can play a game of Magic here. Okay, they are Rampy Dragon deck. Hopefully I can... Well, I don't know, they got the mechanic here, and I have no pressure. No pressure here, so I don't like my chances, but the Craving of Yinaho is at least going to be helping me a lot, I think. But they might, if they have some flyers, it could be really awkward. Well, they don't have flyers, they have a way to raise me. Alright, so how do I do it? That's gonna be a 6 power thing. What I could play this post-combat. This forces the creature to attack. So I could make this into a 4/3 and then have the indestructible thing up here to block this, but I don't think that's how I wanna go. I think I'll just play this. Yeah, this Fracus the Butcher. They also, you know, get played on turn 4 because of this thing, and they are on the play. I have no early pressure, so this is, of course, I mean, you will lose to this kind of deck loses to this kind of a green ramp decks if they can't. If my deck can't have a fast start here, because they will start dropping those 7/6s that gain life and all that. And they can give this guy a double strike now. If they want to, they can deal 12 damage to me with trample. So I guess I just need to draw one of my removal spells. And the Dragon's Fire doesn't work. I don't have the way to make it deal 4 damage. They could play safely now, and I'm tapped out to sack the treasure to deal additional 6 here. I think that would make sense for them, unless they really want to save the treasure for something. But it's pretty unlikely because they have the mechanic and all these colors. So they did sack it for double strike thanks to this guy, and I am at 7. How do I win here? I need a removal spell on this because the rest of the board is actually not so amazing. Alright, Valiant Farewell helps like a bit. I need to leave all of these to block. I can use this and the Farewell, and yep. Oh, I have only 2 whites though. Yeah, I got with the Pilgrim's Eye a mountain because I think I thought that if I draw the pump creature, the 2-drop, I want to have more mountains than plains, but now actually it would be relevant to have 3 plains. Which I don't have now, so we can play only 2 of these things. It's really tough to choose. I guess I don't play the... I'm thinking about if I play these, then I can't play the Farewell, but I can play the You Are Ambushed on the Road, so maybe that's worth something, but maybe it's not. I also need to block these. They can just attack with everything here, because I need to block this. It will trample as well. Yeah, that's... How about if I do the Craving of Yinaho post-combat part? I don't have mana to cast... You could play the Hippogriff and the You're Ambushed on the Road. Well, you know what? I'm not sure how smart that is. Oh, cancel, cancel, cancel. Next, no attacks. Then I will do this. I'm not sure if this makes sense, but this will be able to block the Thrakus once. So, and now I can use these two one white mana cards. If they attack with everything, though, am I going to lose? Because of the trample, it's gonna be 6 power. This is not a... Oh, this is dragon. It's gonna be 4 power. So I'm gonna have to block that. I will take 4 from these things, and that's assuming they have no cards in hand that can affect the combat this turn. I take 4, go to 3, and this tramples over exactly 3, unless I use the... Yeah, I can use the You're ambushed on the road on the Pilgrim's Eye. Okay, so this thing... Oh, that's very sad, because the trample means that this will take a lot of damage. I can make it indestructible, but I guess I'll just hope that... they don't realize that trample is now able to go... all the trample damage goes through, because they don't have to assign anything to the you know, the indestructible creature if I block with that. So now I think I don't have a way to win. I could have used the You're ambushed on the road, it would have taken 5, but the outcome is totally the same here. It would have been still, you know, too much trample damage. So let's say I can... This doesn't have trample, so does it mean that if I... Oh, there's a... Okay, I think there is still a way. Yeah, I will lose my Hippogriff, but I don't think I... Yeah, this is actually... It's you know, really awkward because they steal from this guy, but I can draw a removal spell for that. Although the Pilgrim's Eye has to attack, and they have... Okay, they had 5 lands on. Okay, now I'm dead. Yeah, the mechanics, you know, producing those 1/1s, which are usually very easy to block. But since I had no early game in this game, that was just... I mean, they did a lot of damage with those things. Yeah, okay, so let's do something else. I mean, let's draw a better starting hand, I guess. So, anything I care about here? Like a rally maneuver? Probably not, but then again, is there something bad here? There is just no bad cards here, I don't think. I'm just gonna hope to curve out a little bit better. Now, I don't have more than maybe, what, 4 2-mana creatures and 1 1-mana creature, so curving out isn't that simple. It's not that simple. This matchup might be very bad for this deck, but at least now I actually can very nicely curve out, so hopefully I win at least a game in this match. And then, well, I have to win 1 game in order to try to win the entire match, because well, you know, I have to win 2 games in the best of 20. Okay, no more lands at least. Not anytime soon. Alright. Didn't have a 2-mana, not even a Dragon's Fire there, so now I'm the one pushing damage here and I can play the Enthusiasm, but I think I'm gonna get 1 once. That is rather annoying. I guess yeah, this is a really good one here against the Hobgoblin Captain. Now, this boon says that the next creature spell without flying. Okay, so I don't have to waste it on the Hippogriff. Thing is, I could attack with the Captain now and then save it, but then I can't really cast anything relevant here. I'm not going to use the Enthusiasm on the mechanic. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna just attack with the Lulu here. Then play the Hippogriff. And also, I hope, of course, all of these guys survive. This can make the Hobgoblin Captain fly, and this, if I make this into a red, I can specialize it with the mountain. I get 2 1/1 attacking. It counts my other creatures with flying. They have a Sconce, which I will be using the Enthusiasm on. Alright. Interesting. So I think this is rather easy. Let's make this into a white one. So this says whenever you attack with 1 or more other creatures. Okay, that actually doesn't work because this... Oh, it counts the creatures that have already flying when I declare them as attackers. I get only 1 because this won't have flying. This won't have flying when it matters. But anyway, it doesn't matter what I do on this turn. I will kill this thing. And I will still get this red version, discard the mountain. And then I will... So, target attacking creature without flying gains. This will only produce me one. I think only one attacking thing. Yep, but it's fine. It's still an extra creature. If they wanna trade with the 1/1 they have, that's all fine. If not, would be also fine. Alright, so now I am in a good shape. Even if they have the 7/6 that draw against them 3 life, I think I can raise that somewhat easily. I have the confronted by Robes. Okay, that thing can raise easily as well. Do I have a victory in here? That's 4, 7. Oh, I can deal 8. I mean, because I can't tap this thing, that's the thing. But I will only get 1 attacker from this thing, and that is going to be 8, and they are at 9, so it's not a victory. Which means that I let them just yeah, there's no... I mean, this is fine. So this is 2, 4, 5, 8, and tapping this guy doesn't matter, so let them block that one. And I'm just thinking if I should, what I'm gonna do with this, because if I let this guy attack, they might, you know, well, let's see. Because I could tap that, you know, pre-combat or something like that, but then again I can get 3 1/1s, which is really valuable. So I guess I'm gonna hope that they don't have a way to make this suddenly, you know, 19 power or more, or give it double strike and then have what, 10 power. It's still asking quite a lot of specific cards. I guess there are ways to do that. There's a green uncommon that can double a creature's power. If they have the double strike thing, a 3-mana creature that makes a treasure, and then they can give this double strike, then this becomes a 6/4 double striker, and thanks to the mechanic, they need even a land drop, then they could play the 3-mana uncommon that says double target creature's power and toughness, so it would be 12 power double strike trample. So I guess that means that if they play the double strike thing pre-combat, the 2/2 thing, then I will tap down their team, so I won't be letting this guy attack. Because of course I have multiple lethal guys here, even without the 1/1s here, so that would have been the safer way to do things. Okay, so Skanos, really good one, but I have 2 removal spells that work against it always. The Fireball and the Enthusiasm and this Dragon's Fire will also deal 4 if I have one of these Cell Swords or the Warriors of Tiamat available in my hand or on the battlefield. Any reason to play something like an Incessant Provocation? Not really. Taking something like a Mechanic is also quite bad, because they can just tap it for mana. They don't even need to attack it with it if they don't want to. Cloak of the Bat. Rally Maneuver. It's somehow tempting, because they have those 4 toughness, 5 drops, but I have stuff like Valiant Farewell. Should I play it? It's such an expensive card. Should I play it instead of the Craving of Yinaho? This is a very good one though, but... Oh, I guess I have enough ways to deal with their 5 drops. So, I mean, I have a bunch of ways to deal 4 damage with my creatures. Thanks to my tricks, for instance. Alright, I have a good hand. And Ambergris makes an appearance for the first time in the event. This is game number 5 I'm playing now. Okay, and Lulu, always great to see as well. Do they have a 2-drop now? It seems that's the case. Rabble Rouser, very decent one, especially against the Soldiers of Watch, but at least I can, if I want to, put the Craving of Yinaho on this, making it a 5 and 3. So it's actually, yeah, dealing 5 unless they jump is very nice. Oh, they missed their 3rd land drop. Well, that's bad for them. I could also play the Ambergris, but I mean, I just rather, you know, just trigger the double team here. This is just on the Craving. It's just Such a sweet card. My 2-1 that wasn't able to do anything against these things is now surprisingly a very, very good one. I can also double spell next turn. Yeah, this is... Well, they did draw the 3rd land, which at least, you know, makes the game challenging. It kind of might have been very soon over if they missed it multiple times, but now they missed only once the land drop. But that means their on the play advantage is kind of, in that sense, gone, that they at least can't. I can play my 4-drop before they can play their 4-drops. Well, I'm not playing a 4-drop on the next turn, but I can play the Rabble Rouser and the Soldiers of the Watch, or I can just play the Ambergris. It really depends on what they do. If they have a Mechanic, then of course the Ambergris isn't the greatest, but it's not the worst either. Okay, that is fine. They are not interested in blocking the Soldiers of the Watch, yeah. Can't imagine them giving a double strike to one power guy. Alright, well, Enthusiasm is also very nice, so... Lulu is good, I can give Ambergris actually haste. It's kind of an inefficient use of mana, but that's really good. No matter what, I'm going to just attack and see what they do with their Swashbuckler. Do they want to jump or they want to raise? They want to raise. So, if I play Lulu now, next turn I can play Ambergris. If I draw an untapped land, I can even use the Enthusiasm in that case. Or I can play this and this. The thing about the Soldiers of the Watch is that it can at least block this Swashbuckler. Lulu, I suppose can, but it's a little bit riskier, but then again... No, they didn't block this thing. I'm gonna play it safe, and I'm gonna play mana efficiently as well. Next turn, if I do draw the untapped land, I can still play Lulu and the Enthusiasm, which is great, and so on. So I'm just gonna, you know, try to hold down them a bit. I also have the Enthusiasm, so if they have one of their 4 toughness 5-drops, I can just kill it. Also because they won't have any mana left over to you know, protect it with any kind of a spell. Yeah, but this game is really now in a good shape because of the Craving of Yinho. This is just such a nice pump effect, and of course, opponent can kill. No, normally these kind of auras are of course quite bad, but this comes back a few times from the graveyard and is relevant. Alright, they had to use the pressure for that, and now because I do have the Enthusiasm here, and I even drew the mountain, so this is just a dream draw. I guess the dream draw would have been a plain, so this would have been an easier cast later in the game, but it's totally unnecessary because what I can do now is I just play the Enthusiasm here, kill this thing, and now their blocks aren't really that great. I don't have to show that I have this Lulu coming up. If I attack with the Rabble Rouser, they can... No, I want to play the Lulu here, so I don't think... Because what they could do in that case is... They could put a 2-2 and 1-3 on front of it, forcing me to use mana to kill at least a 2-2. I want to play the Lulu because it's such a nice one with the next turn, the Ambergris. Hasty 3-power flyer would be pretty sweet. And if they double block this guy, it's totally fine. I mean, this Craving of Yinho goes to my graveyard, being usable again, it's really sweet. I don't think they really can easily take 5 here. And why would they jump block when they can just kill it with an additional blocker? But they just decide that that's how they're gonna win the game, and that's fine. I think it's now gonna require some small wonder for them to win. Even if they have a land drop now, they have only 5 mana. They have not that many things to do with 5 mana that can, you know, deal with everything. Now they will have to do something with the Soldier of Watch. They can't, unless they gain life, they cannot at least take it through anymore. This game would have gone so differently if I didn't have the Craving there. Yeah, I know I could have played on turn 3 something like a Lulu instead, but the damage situation would have, life total situation would be totally different in that case. So do they want to have an all-out attack? They don't want to attack with anything. I guess if they leave 4 mana up, they can make these into 3/3s, which is, you know, not really concerning me too much because I have this. Also have this. Oh, that is... I can actually Well, I can... Okay, this is insane because I can do them both. I didn't even realize. So first, do this because I want this guy to fly. And then I can play the Liara, which will pump the Soldiers of Watch. This will be a 6-4, this will be a 3-2. Okay. I wanna see how they're gonna deal with this situation. I think I can now attack with the Rabble Rouser. Maybe 2. I kinda lose it, but I will get another Rabble Rouser. And I'm gonna discard the Ranger Squadron and draw 2. I mean, assuming they allow me to attack here. And I can stack the double team so that I will get the conjured copy after I have discarded my hand and drawn 2. So, I mean, they would have to... I don't think they can afford to block the Rabble Rouser. So I'm gonna attack with everything I can. And I will discard the Ranger Squadron. Stack the triggers. Exactly like this. First discard the draw, then get the conjured copy. I don't even have the second plane, so there's no point. Even though the Ranger Squadron would be good here, there's no point when I can, you know, these are just better anyway, so. This is of course a lethal attack if they don't have anything. There's 4 in the air and they can't block. Well, actually that's not true. They would have to block each of the ground guys and go to 1. Yep, it's not a lethal attack. But if they don't have any spell to interact with stuff now, that means I'm going to win on the next turn. Because they're gonna lose their almost all. They won't lose the thing that's gonna block the Rabble Rouser, but okay, they have an Arcane Archer, which is, you know, that's they can deal with ambergris because it has now reach and trample, but that's still gonna be a bunch of jump blocks for them. They're at 3. I still have the Lulu here, and you know all these creatures versus their 1/1/3, so that's not going to help them. And I can, if I want to, of course, make this into a 2/4 by specializing. But of course the Valiant Fable is enough to be lethal here. Mechanic gets +1/+1. They have now 1 mana left there. I don't think... I can play the Rabble Rouser. Oh, I can do that too, but no, I mean, there's no one green card that can make them win. I can still do this, because I will just play the Farewell on the Lulu and win that way. But I'll play this pre-combat so that I get the boost there, so let's just... don't really think any of this matters. I can do it in like this, because there's no green card that can interfere. Well, actually I was wrong. This thing has reach. So yeah, I needed to attack with everything there, right? I needed to attack with 4 creatures because one of them needs to go through. This reach thing would actually be able to block the Lulu, but now that I have this 1 creature that goes through it, I can deal extra 2 and that's it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did totally forget that this thing not only gets +1/+1, but it also has reach and trample. So if I would have... there was a world in which I would have attacked with the Lulu, and well, this because it has to attack, and Lulu because I thought that I can just attack for 1 in the air and then use the Valiant Farewell, and then they would have blocked with the reach guy, and I would have been like, why did I do that? Well, so I made a mistake, but I still made the correct attack, and therefore I didn't get punished. Okay, on the draw with a hand that's not great. I think I would keep this on the play, but this deck needs to have at least a 3-drop. So yes, I do have 3 draw steps to find something to play by turn 3, but I think I can do better. Okay, this is better. This is much better because I can do the Soldiers of the Watch. If it survives, I can make it into a 5/3 again. All that. And then I got the... Yeah, this is now a much better hand, even though it has 1 fewer card. That was also a 5-lander, so probably one of the lands was redundant anyway if I was gonna draw like a normal mix of lands and spells in that game. Rebel Rouser, which is kinda annoying, but I actually want them to attack with this thing and then play the other Rebel Rouser. So the Hobgoblin Captain isn't even, I mean, it's not even good block on this Rebel Rouser because I would lose my Captain while they keep the other Rebel Rouser, so it's +1 card for them. So I do like the idea of making my another Soldiers of Watch here. Well, they might of course have a 3-drop, but even then the 3-drop would have to have 3 power to block this profitably. I basically hope to attack for once for 5 here. Okay, they had a poster, so they have a spell of some kind, but I mean I basically have to do this. The Soldiers of Watch isn't gonna do anything otherwise, so they might have the way to make this indestructible, but of course I wouldn't mind if they do that. The point of this attack is that I at least now have my 2-1 here, which I can use, you know. It doesn't kill these guys, but at least I got to trigger the double team, and now they have a 5-3 to worry about. Okay, that means they can make this indestructible. That's the only explanation, right? Yep. But my guy survives. So that was basically 1 mana, gain 5 life, which in this matchup, red-white versus red-white, can be absolutely crucial. Especially if I miss a land drop, because I really would want to draw a land so I can, an untapped land. I have 1 gate in the deck, so that I can double spell on the next turn. Oh, I didn't even realize this was a different copy. They had 2 of these, so this double team triggered again there. Alright, so no land for me. No land for them either. Guess it's okay, but well, I'm gonna play my 3-1 because it will have first strike. I'm not gonna block these guys. They can, especially if they have an untapped land, they can deal actually 9 damage to me this turn. Oh, they can threaten dealing that much damage at least. But I mean, because if they could pump twice, all of these will be 3-3s. And I would be going to 8, but it wouldn't be the end of the world if they use their turn for that. So let's see what they actually decide to do. I mean, they might not even have a 4th land there, so it might be my 5 mana cards. Won't be useful in this game. And they have an improvised weapon. That is a good one. But they only get to attack roll. Oh, they are going to go for the triple block there. And I get my... I can deal only 7. Yeah, I mean with the Valiant Farewell. I could kill 2 of these. Now this thing has to attack, so there's no question about it. I do think I will still... I mean, I will use the Valiant Farewell here. It's definitely going to be the reasonable thing to do. I could have, you know, tapped those, but that's just not a winning play. I will have my Craving of Ino in my graveyard. That's fine. So dealing... It would be so sweet to somehow kill one of these, but it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna still get the boon here. Get to draw a card and all that, so... Oh, that... Oh, no. If I was able to kill all of these... Maybe it would be worth saving it. I would not get the boon in that case, but now that how it goes... If I use this, it will save my Soldiers of the Watch, but... it won't kill that 3rd Rabble Rouser. If it did both, if it saved my Soldiers of the Watch and killed the 3rd Rabble Rouser, then I would use it. Now I think I will just play a 4-1. Because of this boom here. I will play this 4-1. It's also perpetual 4-1, so if I for some reason have to return it, it will remain a 4-1. Let's hope they don't have another something like an improvised weapon. They have a Monk of the Open Hand, second spell to make it a 2-2, I suppose. So the Craving is now going to give +2 and +1 and haste because of the -1/-1. So this would be 6-2. They have Bronze Boulders, but they did have to sack the pressure for that, so there is that. Okay. Because of the you are ambushed on the road, I think I can pretty safely attack with a 6-2. And I can make it into 5 toughness, so they would have to block it with everything. And then they would lose a bunch of stuff. I can also draw something. If I draw land, am I gonna play Warriors of Tiamat? I don't think so. I'm definitely not going to... So let's see how it goes. Now that I did draw the land, how does it go? They're gonna block this with either of these. Because I don't need to use the Craving of Inoue here actually. Because if I use it, it's only +1 toughness anymore, so they can still trade with the Monk of the Open Hand. And if I play both Craving and the You're Ambushed on the Road, I can't use my remaining 3 mana, which isn't that great actually. So I'm going to play the Warriors of Tiamat. That's the most mana efficient play. I'm gonna get another Warriors of Tiamat in my hand. And this Craving will be still good. And it also gives haste, so it's, you know, can be used in a situation where I have a non-haste and then I can haste it out. Now this means they got pretty good trades with their cheap cards, but I guess this might become a game of attrition after all, which is not that great because they have been stuck on lands. They have still 4 spells plus the 1 in exile. But I think that your Ambushed in the Road can still be used somewhat effectively at some point. I really wanted to play my 5 mana card. I have another 5 mana card, and of course it produced another 5 mana card, so it really felt awkward to do anything else there. Now finally that Travel Rouser and the Soldier, because Liara is fine. I'm not gonna play the Warriors of Tiamat into the Soldiers of the Watch. I don't think. Not target non-token creature. Wonder what I should do here. I guess them getting another 2-1 isn't the end of the world. I can make this into 4-3 hasty attacker. And then the next turn when I play the Warriors of Tiamat, it will, you know, factor in the one in my graveyard. So this will be a 5-3 as long as the Liara is still alive. I'm gonna do that because that leaves me mana up for the you are ambushed on the road. So if they make a double blocking here, that would be fantastic. I don't think they are making a double block because they would still lose both of those, even though if I had a kind of trick here. So I will take a bunch of damage now, but I have this attacker coming up. I can use the You Are Confronted by Robbers at some point. I think I will take either 5 or 3 damage. I can't imagine them using the pump ability when they have castable spells, so I won't be taking that much damage. They might not have use for the Bronze Baldur's mana, which would mean that they can attack with that. But we'll see. So as long as Liara survives, the Warriors of Tiamat will be a 5-3. This doesn't untap or anything, so I can just... Okay, so they do... Okay, they attack for 4. They don't need the mana, but they leave the 1-3 to block. Fine. That's that. Okay, they have like 3 of these. This is the 3rd Rabble Rouser I see. That's not a duplicate from the ability. Okay, well, that is nice too, but... Yep. Without access to a 6th land, the Warriors of Tiamat seems pretty bad. But then again, if they double block Liara here, they would have to block it with... I mean, they would lose 2 there, and this is a 6-3. Maybe they didn't realize that this thing is gonna be 5... Oh, sorry, not 6-3, 5-3. Liara has to attack, so that's gonna obviously attack. I'm just thinking that, of course, I have options in here. I do have options in here. I like the mana efficient plays here more, because when I draw 1 land, I can play a Dragon's Fire and You're Confronted by robbers. I guess I can also use this and confronted by robbers. Actually, maybe I will choose it like this. I will play the I mean, assuming they try to kill the Liara. They might just take 4 here. Why would they? They don't have to. They can go to 7. But I will use the your ambush on the road if they try to kill it, and then you are confronted by the robbers. Okay, that's they don't want to kill it. That's fine, because now I will definitely kill those 2 ones with my robbers. Does this each creature? Oh, this actually works for tokens, doesn't it? But I would have to. I don't want them to know about them tokens before they commit to attack. But this actually does work. Each creature, it's not non-token. They will have the same name as another creature you control. So yeah, this would be all 2 2s. That's something to keep in mind. I mean, well, let's see what they try to do. I hope they don't have like a minimus containment, I guess. I want the ability to still function. If they have a burn-based removal, I can save the person, the Liara, from it by using this +3 toughness. Even a Farides Fireball wouldn't be able to kill it. So they are down to 2 cards I don't know about. They of course have the Blessed Hippogriff too. It's an interesting match. Interesting game. Definitely, probably the most interesting game yet in this event. Okay, once again double team my guest, and I'm going to do this. I will block the Soldiers of the Watch, and then these remaining 2 tokens will in fact be 2 2s on my turn. If I mean, I think I understood it correctly. Take 1 here. I have a bunch of stuff still going on. There's the Rabble Rouser. Is this like the 6th one they played? Yep, it is, because they have 4 of those now in the graveyard. It is a really good 2-drop. Okay, land. Nope. Kind of, but the point is I would want to play the Warriors of Tiamat and leave 1 up for the You're Ambushed on the Road, which I can't do on this turn. I am going to play the Pilgrim's Eye. Then I can use Dragon's Fire and You're Ambushed on the Road. Because I do want to kill the Hippogriff, but I can do it with the Farides Fireball. So before they get to even block, I'm going to... Or am I? I'm pretty sure these will get +1/+1. Yep, these are their name is a soldier. That's how it goes. So do I want to use Dragon's Fire only after they have double blocked? Or kill the Rabble Rouser now? I'm going to kill the Rabble Rouser now. Well, at least try. Because it can become, bigger. Alright. Now let's see if this really pumps those tokens. It definitely should. Yep, it did. And now I can attack with everything. I'm not worried about their counter attack. They have their own confronted battles. Well, that's interesting. But it's still fine because now I can safely play the You're Ambushed on the road. They are tapped out, so this is actually very much fine. Liara will still survive, and now next turn I have the I will have the Warriors of Tiamat. It doesn't matter anymore that I have the 6th land for the trick, because I lose the trick now. But I'm in a good shape. They go down to 7. They have only... And I can even block the Soldiers of Watch. I don't think I want to take all these now. So if they attack with the Soldier, I will block. I won't be blocking the other stuff though. So now they are down to one card I don't know about, and I still have the fireball to kill something, you know, up to 5 toughness. And this will deal 2 damage always to them, sometimes to me as well. It's one way to draw a game if both are at 1 or 2 life. Okay, they cast that thing, be my guest. Then I will... They don't attack with anyone. Oh, the unicorn. That's insane. Now, how should I do this now? This becomes a 5-4. These are 3-3s. This is a 2-2, this won't attack, it doesn't have to attack. I mean... They don't have very good blocks. This has to be them. They have one card that does something. They have a priority stops because of the rabble rouser anyway, but I'm definitely doing like this and see what happens now. I'm not gonna play these 5 mana cards ever here. That has to attack, these will attack because it just makes most sense. And they can get rid of the Liara now, and I haven't actually used the Liara's ability. But I mean, this can give double team and first strike to something once. But I just have better, you know, stuff here going on. This will, you know, end up in. They will lose both of those creatures unless they have a way to save them. And I still have the Craving of Yinahu in my graveyard, which will, next time it will give +1/+0 and haste, which is still sweet. Yeah, I don't. The fireball is gonna win the game anyway, even through them having this extra life point there. The only way they don't lose to the fireball is that they have a response to my fireball. So what is the safest way to do things? I mean, I guess the safest way to do things is just to kill this and see if they have the response. They don't, and that's it. It doesn't matter what the result is. It's exactly 2-1. Because let's say there are not many ways to respond there because they need the target to go away. So something like another Hippogriff wouldn't have worked there. But what would have worked is like you were ambushed on the road. So if they return that to their hand, well, then I can still attack with the pilgrims I put them to. Oh no, actually if they had that, I would have still won, because then I could have played the Craving of Yinahu with the remaining mountain here. And this would have actually been a 2-1. So they don't have a flying blocker. So they were lost. They were gonna lose even if they had this card in their hand. Alright, so another red-white deck. And a lot of those rabble rousers. That might change things. Now, what's the creature type there? It's an elemental shaman, so not relevant for this devil and demon stuff here. Alright, so I'm not sure now about all of the cards, but this Craving of Yinahu, I'm not going to sideboard it away. It was such a good one there. But I think the one Valiant Farewell could be this Rally Maneuver, because this lifelink can matter in a racing situation, which this easily can come down to. So I think that's what I do. Still don't think I need the Bronze Walrus. Now this doesn't give vigilance or anything. It's not really that great. I think this is the sideboarding I'm gonna do here. And let's hope similar kind of success in this game. At least if I lose this game, I get to be on the play in the final one. Okay, that's a fine hand. The opponent had the mulligan there. I have these playable spells, and one land of any kind gives me, you know, makes my rest of my cards playable. So this is actually a free, sweet hand. Now they can most likely play a rabble rouser here, so my Hobgoblin Captain isn't that amazing. But actually, I will Dragon's Fire that. If they might not have a second one, and even if they do that, by using that Dragon's Fire there, I got rid of, you know, 2 rabble rousers. So let's see. Monk and nope, couldn't double spell there. I didn't draw a land there, which is, you know, still fine. Just thinking about which is my play here? I guess it's gonna be this. That's fine. It's not like I have time to cast that second copy anytime soon. I have so many. I can play only one spell on turn most of the time. They don't have you know, much else going on though. Well, I can just play my stuff. Maybe this will survive. Maybe I can save it in combat with the Hippogriff. But we'll see. And they might have that you are confronted by robbers. They don't have that. Alright, so gonna attack here first. And I really don't want them to have more of these, so I'm gonna do this even though it's kind of foolish, but it will give me a boon with +3 power to my next creature. I just don't want it to be something irrelevant. Okay, so now... Well, now it's very simple. I'm going to... This would be a 5-3 in fact. This would be a 3-2 haste. It's just so easy to kill this thing. 5-3. I'm gonna play the Valor Singer here. Make it a 5-3, because I fear they might have the... You're confronted by robbers, and then attacking with a 6-2 isn't really that great. Yeah, that's not gonna gain first strike now, so I'm not gonna attack with it. Okay, whatever they had, they didn't want to cast it. The Steadfast Unicorn is, by the way, very good also with the tokens here. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of using the Hippogriff when they have open mana. So I'm gonna do this like now. Now I can attack with the Hobgoblin Captain because it will gain first strike. And am I gonna attack with this guy as well? I guess. Let's make the first striker give it the most power. No, that was a mistake. I should have given maybe the Ambergris most power, but anyway, whatever. They have something, so I'm not going to discard my hand. Let's not misclick there. That would be horrible. I guess the Ambergris always trades with the Rabble Rouser because they can pump it. So I need to, and they might not want to block with it, in fact, because they might want to have the other copy there. But the monk cannot kill anything alone. Now the question is, if they block something, am I going to something so that my thing is going to die? I mean, let's say if they double block the Ambergris, I'm not going to play the Blessed Hippogriff into removal. I would lose it if they have a removal. I mean, I wouldn't even have the Hippogriff there. Okay, so this is definitely, let's go to first strike here and see what they might have. Seems like they have something. They have a Hippogriff in there. Yeah, okay, well now I will, you know, keep this guy indestructible as well. Unless they have something. Oh, they do. They just bounce off each other and had to jump block the Valor Singer, so this is still fine. They can attack with the Rabble Rouser, get another one of those, but now that I drew my lands finally, I am in a very good shape here. If I draw an untapped land, I can go Unicorn, activate, that is quite nice, but I definitely need to see what they do first. They have the 2-3 there. They have an Ascent of Avernus for 2 only though, but this, as you can see, a lot of cards. That is the card that I saw in the draft. I picked something else over it, but I think it was a Dragon's Fire. But yeah, this is a good card. Would be a good one in my deck too. So Let's see. Okay, that was very sweet because I definitely wanted to draw that. Now first I want to check if I have a lethal attack because I can tap their team. But I have 11 and they are at 14. So that's not something I should be doing. If I play the Steadfast Unicorn and activate it, 6-4, yeah, they would need to lose 2 creatures per. Yeah, that's absolutely. I mean, the land there was. That might have been the difference between winning and losing. And again, not gonna discard my hand. It's way too. I mean, because of the confront. Confronted by robbers, it's way too good. So now any block they make, they can't kill the hub. Yeah, I mean that's just a. They take 11 here. That is a lot of damage. So now they are in no position to raise at all. They have only 4 lands. There's not much they can do with their mana. I can tap their team and basically win. Okay, yeah, now it's they are tapped out, so this is now a sure victory. They have only 1 blocker and that's it. Tap up to 3. Doesn't matter which they are. And that's it. Kind of a tough match, but well, maybe not tough, but at least interesting. A little bit of mana issues for both players, but mostly both of us were able to, do what the deck does. And I was able to win both of the games, but I think I had a pretty strong deck. I'm not saying they didn't, but wasn't, that surprising to be able to win. Now this was a more traditional deck. No, fooling around with blue or something. This is a recognized good archetype in this format. Red-white, aggressive stuff, and I do like the Valiant Fables quite a bit. I like the 1 mana tricks. The Hippogriff and the your ambush on the road. I don't like this enough to play like multiples in the main deck at least, but you usually can get some nice tempo plays with these 1 mana tricks. The same applies to the black card that gives +1/+0 and indestructible until end of turn. And of course this very efficient removal. This was crucial against the green deck where I was able to kill their 5 drops with a 2 mana card. Huge tempo gain. And I don't think there's much to say about this deck. I like the mana curve. I would have preferred to have like 2 more 2 mana creatures, 2 more 2 mana creatures to have like 6 2 drop creatures to play. But other than that, I really like the deck, and that's yet another 3-0. I'm gonna show you something so that I'm gonna show my recent 17 lands data from my draft, so you see that I'm not actually just picking the drafts that are going well and publish them, so don't go anywhere yet. Okay, so hoping I did things correctly with the recording software. Here are my actual 5 most recent drafts I've done, and 4 of these went to my channel. I think the green blue here did not get recorded, but as you can see, I'm not cherry picking my drafts. I in fact have had pretty good success now in this Baldur's Gate format for some reason, and here you can see I put the filters here, so my win percentage has been now 70.4 for matches, and well, of course for games it's always going to be lower than that, because as long as your match win rate is over 50%, your match win rate will be higher than game win rate. In best of 3, that's just how it goes. So 16 3-0s out of 45 drafts here. And yes, there is, as you can see, an 0-3 draft too, so I'm not always successful, but mostly I've been quite successful in this set. So this is just a little bit of showing that I will, if I start to record a draft, I will show it on the channel. It happens to be that my latest drafts have all of them have been quite successful. Anyway, next draft will be coming up in a few days, and let's see if that's going to be a 3-0 as well, or maybe I will return back to normal. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.